How do you sell insurance if you don't have any money and you cannot buy leads? Well, my name's Colin and I built a health insurance and Medicare agency exclusively by referrals. I had not spent a dime paying for leads, and I did not have any sort of marketing budget when I first jumped off on my own and created my agency. So I'm here today to share with you how I did it. One of the most popular questions that new insurance agents often ask is, okay, how do I get prospects? How do I get clients? And if you don't have any money to buy leads or purchase lists, things like that, then you might feel like you're stuck. However, there's actually many different ways to market yourself and to get leads without paying a penny. Now, when I first jumped off on my own and started my own agency, it was the end of 2019, beginning of 2020. Not the best time. If you read up on your history or if you lived through that time, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I had no money because I had just left a couple other agencies that I was a broker at who had trained me and who I learned a lot from. But once I left those guys, even though some promises were made, of course, I did not get to keep any of my clients or any of my residuals. So all of the work, all of the clients I had built up over the last couple of years while working for those agencies, I lost all of them overnight. And so I was literally starting off from ground zero with $0. And I had a thought pop into my mind. You know, there's really only two ways to get clients, right? You can either spend money or you can spend your time. So what exactly do I mean by spending your time? Well, if you don't have any money to pay for leads, then you have to spend your time trying to generate your own leads. And there are a myriad of different free ways to do that. And I'm going to share with you my favorite ones here in this video today. So the best one in my opinion is networking. That's going to be the first one that we talk about today. I love networking, and I actually had a thought in my mind when I was jumping off on my own and starting my own agency. And that thought was, okay, how do I get clients? Well, people have to know me. People have to know what I do. They have to associate me with things like health insurance and Medicare and employee benefits. And so what I did was I would go to networking events with the sole goal of trying to become the most popular person in my city. I know that sounds so stupid and crazy, because it is. But if I reach for the moon, if you shoot for the moon, hopefully you land amongst the stars, as the saying goes. And I tried to just go to as many networking events as possible. I often joked that I was spending 25 hours a day, 7 days a week networking. And it definitely felt like it a lot of times. Some days I would go to a morning coffee and then have a one-to-one meeting with somebody that I had met from a previous event, then go to a lunch networking meeting, have another one-to-one, and then go to an after-hours event to end off the day, right? And so my poor heart was going from coffee in the morning to alcohol in the evening, but I was getting a lot of free food, which is a nice secondhand perk. So networking, that is the first and best, in my opinion, way to spend your time to generate leads as an insurance agent, or really if you're a sales agent for any industry. But maybe networking is not your thing. Maybe you're more of a sit behind the computer type of person and like to be more introverted, I guess, for lack of a better word. Then you can always do things like cold calling and modern day cold calling, which is what I call finding a strategic business partner or referral source online, maybe through LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram, and sending them a message, or maybe even getting their phone number, gathering their personal information or email, and shooting them a quick text or a quick email or DM, asking if they need help, asking if they have any of their own clients who might need your services, things like that. Another fantastic and free way as an insurance agent you can generate leads and referrals and get in front of prospects without paying to do so is by doing something like this, by creating a personal brand, by posting online, making videos, writing blog posts, things like that, just generating content, as Gary Vee would say, creating content. Of course, we're so lucky that posting content online on these social media platforms costs $0. It's the greatest thing since sliced bread, if you ask me. But in all seriousness, creating a personal brand can help drive traffic to your website or your lead pages, and the goal here should be honestly to just get people associating your name with what you do. So maybe you go to these networking events, or maybe you post online and create a video. The whole purpose, the whole goal is, if you sell Medicare, when someone sees a post about, someone complaining about their Medicare, they tag you in the comments. Or maybe someone's talking to their grandmother at Thanksgiving and she's complaining about her lack of coverage under her current Medicare plan. And then that person goes, oh, I just talked to Colin, or I just saw his video online. I saw his new blog post. I'm going to do an email introduction and connect him to my grandma and see if he can help her. Stuff like that actually happens. And the last thing you can do to generate leads for free is door knocking. Now, of course, with this, along with cold calling and cold DMing and cold text messaging, you do have to be careful with the industry that you're in and making sure that you're not breaking any sort of regulations or no contact violations. But if you are in certain industries, like say you are in the employee benefit space, for example, you can go in and door knock businesses, drop by a local bakery or a hair salon and say, hey, my name's Colin. I'm a local benefits expert. What are you guys doing for your benefits right now? Let me see if I can help you save any money. So I hope that this video gave you some ideas. Maybe you're a brand new insurance agent, or even a seasoned one who's been in the industry for a while but is still struggling and deciding whether or not it's worth it to keep going. Or maybe you're at your wit's end. Maybe you spent your last dollar paying for leads that don't convert. Well, I hope that this video gave you several ideas on how to generate some leads for yourself without spending money. Again, there's always things like networking, cold calling, cold DMing, building a personal brand, posting online. All those sorts of things can be done for the right cost of free $99 and can work wonders. As I mentioned before, that's how I built my entire agency, just by doing these free sort of marketing and lead generation tactics. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful in any way, it'd mean the world to me if you hit the like button, subscribed, shared your thoughts or comments down below, or even just followed us on your favorite social media platform. We are continuing to grow the agency very quickly, always looking to bring on new agents. So if you are an agent who is struggling with marketing, please reach out and let's see if we can help you partner and grow your book of business together. Once again, my name is Colin Wattenville, and thank you so much for watching.